Shalom, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahushai, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahushai, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahushai. Let's give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect across planet Earth, person is truth, the spirit, sincerity, and truth. I just want to talk about, recent burglary break-ins are increasing, out here in California. And according to the scriptures, man, it's going to be like that all throughout Babylon, all throughout America. When this time of Jacob's trouble really starts to get kicked off, man. We're seeing a small taste of it. Just recent, break-ins, due to the economy, money trolls, people getting laid off. So they're going into these people's houses and taking the stuff that they need, allegedly. I was at the grocery store the other day, and this guy in front of me at the line, he couldn't pay for just one bag of groceries. It came up to be like $70, $75 some dollars. And he was struggling to make the payment, and he couldn't make a payment, so he just, left the food and just walked off. But the point being, that high inflation that's going on right now. It's been going on for a while, because he just had a small, one of those paper bags, those paper bags. It was just full, just one bag full of groceries. So I remember back in the day when I moved to my first apartment and I was buying groceries, you could fill up your whole trunk for $100, $80, $100, $100 bags of groceries, multiple bags for $100 to fill up my whole trunk at the time. I was good off of that food for about a month, But now it was up to about $70 just for one bag of groceries. And it's going to get worse, It's going to get to the point where people can't feed themselves, they can't feed their families, And they're going to start robbing their neighbors, as scriptures say, for the lack of bread. But this is out of LA Times. It dated a few days ago, April 20th, 2026, but it says home burglaries are increasing in the valley with numerous break-ins near Ventura Boulevard. Going into these upscale areas where the people have money. It says that 9 homes across the San Fernando Valley have been targeted in burglaries over the last week, including an incident where The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody star Dylan Sprouse encountered a trespasser at his Hollywood Hills home. Yeah, so, up in the Hollywood Hills, Ventura Boulevard, those are upper class, upper scale areas, $1 million houses. Sources familiar with the incident told the Times that Sprouse tackled a man on the lawn near his home after his wife spotted the creepy guy. Most recent burglary occurred Sunday morning when Los Angeles police responded to a call about a break-in in a home in the Hollywood Hills. The incident came after authorities said burglars got away with high-value items such as jewelry and cash Saturday night at a home in Toluca Lake. So yeah, that's the point. Burglaries are a thing, but now they're seeing an increase in these burglaries, and you're seeing it with the cops, and the cops are responding. There's police patrols all over the place. It seems like, as soon as there's going to come a time when the cops aren't going to be able to do anything about it. Like in that movie, World War Z, I always bring it up. The cop, he was looking for food at that point. They thought that he was on patrol. They lifted up their hands when he ran into him. The cop pretty much ignored him. Started taking what he could find, taking the food and the rations and the medicine and all that stuff that was in that convenience store. He didn't care what was going on. So, 911 is going to be looking for 911 in that day. But I got another article. I have ABC 7 local news affiliate in California. It says an elderly woman strangled during home invasion robbery in Hollywood Hills. Suspects outstanding. This was dated today, April 24th, 2026. 26. His neighbors identify the victim as Margot Merkin, heiress to the budget rent-a-car fortune. So yeah, man, heiress to the budget rent-a-car fortune, had her home broken into, and she was strangled. I don't think she died, but it says right here, an elderly woman was strangled during a home invasion robbery in the Hollywood Hills overnight, triggering a search for suspects. Around 8 p.m. Thursday, officers responded to reports of a robbery at a home on Lookout Mountain Avenue near Wonderland Elementary. Three masked suspects demanded property, including money and jewelry, from the victim, then attacked and strangled the woman, the police said. The victim estimated to be around 70 to 80 years of age. So not going to mind though. The woman, not going to care if you're a child, not going to care if you're an adult, not going to care if you're old or young, you know. Neighbors identify the victim as Margot Merkin, heiress to the budget rent-a-car fortune. So, you know, that's what's going on. And, you know, it's just going to get worse. As the scriptures say, you know. Why? Because of the famine right here. It's 2 Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, opening plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. So famine, you know, that famine's coming. There's going to be a famine of the word, but there's also going to be an actual famine for the lack of bread. You know, the sword, you know, the modern day sword is what? The gun. It's going to be race riots out here in these streets. You know, people fighting one another. Death and destruction. You know, destruction, man. This older woman was strangled. I don't think she died, but mass death is coming to this place, man. She was attacked, broke into her home for her goods, you know. Let me jump down. A man shall desire, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You know, the cities are going to be blocked off. You know, you're not going to be able to travel from one city to another. Pretty sure they're going to close down the airports. You know, you're not going to be able to fly out of the city. Yeah, everything's going to be shut down. It was during COVID. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, she was by herself. You know, she wasn't married, you know, all that money, or maybe she was widowed. But she was, you best believe she was in fear. That's going to happen, you know, all across the board here in Babylon. Men are going to be afraid. Scripture says the mighty men are going to cry there bitterly in that day, man. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Yeah, he had no pity. These people are having no pity on their neighbors. But the people who are robbing them most likely aren't neighbors in this neighborhood, but you get to a point where your neighbors, your actual people that live next to you, aren't going to have pity on you. They're going to rob you. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah, for the lack of bread. We just read. The Lord's bringing that famine, you know, on the planet Earth. Bring that famine back. But, you know, if you're Piz, if you're part of, you know, that hopeful elect, you know, the believers, the true believers, the Lord's going to protect you. So all sorts of examples of that in the scriptures. The Lord sent a drought at a time, and you know, during the time of Elijah. The Lord sent ravens, you know, to feed him during that time. You know, Elijah predicts drought. This is 1 Kings 17:1. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. So the Lord said a drought. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook of Cherith. Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went over to the brook of Cherith, you know, and to drink from that brook. And they commanded the ravens, you know, to bring him food in that area. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord. For he went and dwelt by the brook of Cherith. That is before Jordan. He did, that's the point. He did according to the word of the Lord. He did what the Lord told him to do. So the ones that are, you know, obeying the Lord in this time, doing what the Lord told you to do, you know, he's going to protect you. He's going to guide you. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. So, you know, you can read the whole story, but point being, you know, the Most High fed Elijah, brought him bread and flesh in the morning, flesh and bread in the evening. You know, so he ate till he was full, man. He had food. So Psalms 37:26. He is ever merciful. Let me read up. Psalms 37:5. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Yeah, yeah, that's what he says, you know. That's a lot. Yeah. He said, I've been young and now I'm old. I have not and have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. For he is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. So yeah, depart from evil. You know, depart from evil. Depart from the ways of this world, man. The mindset of this world, right? Come back to your nationality, man. Come back to the Heavenly Father, man. Seek the Lord 10 times more, and do good. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Yeah, the Lord loveth judgment. And 2/3 of our people are being judged, or they're going to be judged. You know, 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. Save the Lord, man. Through what? Through nuclear destruction. So yeah, man, you want to receive that mercy. He says right here, he is ever merciful. You know. So now's the time to get right with the Lord, man. It says, for the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. He's not going to forsake his saints. You know, he's not going to forsake, you know, his men, especially in these times, man. They are preserved forever. Yeah, forever and ever, man. They are preserved in past reincarnations, you know, and they'll be preserved in this time. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Yeah, 2/3 of our people, that wicked's gonna be cut off, man. Yeah, 2 Ezra 2:27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Yeah, merry and have, so the Lord's got you in that day, man. But you just have to believe, you know. So yeah, there's been some recent stringing, home burglaries, past couple weeks, and it's just gonna get worse, you know. It's gonna get worse. With that, Shalom.